Some things in this world are better left unsaid. Throughout human history, great kingdoms and rulers have fallen due to a single careless word. Even today, our words can hold immense power to shape perceptions, influence decisions, and even disrupt relationships. This is why the Stoics, known for their profound wisdom and practical philosophy, emphasize the importance of discretion. In today's video, we will delve into 10 specific things that Stoics strongly advise keeping private. By following their guidance, you can cultivate a life of wisdom, integrity, and inner peace. Your wealth and possessions. Stoics recommend avoiding excessive discussions about your wealth and possessions. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Do not value and desire material goods, for a wise person lives by wisdom, not by gold." Luxury and riches can vanish in an instant due to market fluctuations, disasters, thefts, and more. Therefore, remain detached and do not rely on material things to find happiness. Be prepared to lose wealth with composure if fate decides so. Additionally, resist the temptation to boast about your valuable belongings. This only breeds envy in others and contributes to societal discontent, as people become overly fixated on wealth. Flaunting riches can also make you a target for resentment, theft, or manipulation. Instead, be content with what is simple and necessary rather than endlessly accumulating more. Focus on cultivating your character and intellect rather than inflating your lifestyle. Ethical use of wealth demonstrates wisdom and compassion. How you manage your resources reflects your values more than the amount you possess. Possessions provide only fleeting pleasure that soon fades, but developing inner virtues brings lasting satisfaction, independent of external circumstances. True wealth lies in mastering your desires, not in material accumulation. In conversations, aim to enrich others' minds and lives rather than flaunting your possessions. Wise individuals tend to downplay their wealth and emphasize its proper use. They understand that true contentment comes from within and through helping others, not from material things. Follow their example and avoid excessive discussions about your possessions. Let your humility and inner richness speak louder than any display of material wealth. The flaws and mistakes of other Stoics caution against overly discussing the flaws and mistakes of others. As Marcus Aurelius advised, confine yourself to the present day. Focusing on the shortcomings and errors of others is ultimately unproductive. We are all imperfect and prone to making mistakes on our journey through life. Virtue is not attained instantly by anyone. Instead of harsh judgment, try to empathize with why people sometimes act clumsily or harmfully. Such behavior is often rooted in past traumas, fear, or misinformation. With compassion, remember the saying, "There but for the grace of God go I." Channel your energy into diligently cultivating wisdom, ethics, and excellence in your own life. Lead by example. Actions speak louder than complaints about external matters beyond your control. When people act wrongly, respond with patience and rational persuasion rather than reactive anger. We exist to support one another's growth and learning at every stage. Stoics understand our shared human fallibility. Criticizing or belittling others often reveals one's own arrogance. Moreover, from another person's perspective, you are likely seen as just as flawed. Remain humble and focus on your personal improvement. Enlightened discussions about ethics and self-improvement are certainly appropriate among trusted peers. However, gossip and exaggeration of faults without context generate negativity and harm those around you. Avoid this trap. Use your words to uplift and inspire rather than tear down. Approach others' mistakes with understanding and a desire to help them improve, not with judgment or scorn. Your ambitious plans and desires, Stoics. Advise against boasting about your ambitious plans and desires. As Epictetus taught, do not indulge in dreams of what you lack. Instead, reflect on the blessings you possess and gratefully remember how you would long for them if they were not yours. It is best to keep lofty goals and hopes private until you have brought them to life through disciplined effort. Avoid feeding your pride by constantly discussing future aspirations that might never materialize. Let your actions and completed deeds speak for themselves. Focus primarily on cultivating virtues such as wisdom, compassion, and inner excellence. Do not crave external rewards like fame, status, or wealth as ends in themselves. True joy comes from living rightly, not from applause. Remain fully present and grateful for the gifts you already have in your life. Perform even modest duties with care and vigor. A good life is built from small moral steps rather than distant dreams of grandeur. Of course, it is important to share plans and encourage mutual support among close companions who genuinely aid your growth. However, resist the broader temptation of vanity, which can lead to overpromising and eventual disappointment for yourself and others. Focus on developing character, performing kind deeds, and helping those around you. If achievements or possessions come your way, let them arrive quietly, as the natural result of your principles, rather than as the outcome of boastful declarations. Physical pleasures. Stoics advise minimizing discussions about physical pleasures and indulgences. As Epictetus said, restrict your enjoyment of bodily pleasures so that you never become dependent on them. Excessive focus on appetites related to food, sex, relaxation, and other sensual pleasures amplifies these transient desires. Yet wise individuals remain detached from fleeting pleasures, viewing them as passing clouds rather than sources of lasting satisfaction. Cultivate moderation and self-discipline when partaking in any legitimate sensual enjoyments. Do not let them lure you into losing your reason or self-control. Enjoy these pleasures calmly and in moderation, then purposefully move forward with your life. Redirect your energy toward developing virtues like wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. These bring true happiness that does not depend on external circumstances, unlike fleeting pleasures that tempt like a siren's song. Strive to master your desires rather than becoming enslaved to them through a lack of restraint. Passions should serve reason, not dictate your thoughts and actions. There is certainly a time for lighthearted enjoyment with loved ones, but overall, remain focused on higher goals and conduct. Do not trade long-term fulfillment for temporary pleasures that disappear like mist under the sun's rays. In your conversations, aim to inspire others to live rationally, ethically, and purposefully. Elevate discussions beyond fleeting appetites, transforming them into enriching exchanges of ideas. By embracing moderation and keeping discussions about physical pleasures limited, you not only protect your own tranquility, but also help foster a culture of self-restraint and wisdom among those around you. The challenges. You face Stoics advise against overly discussing the difficulties and challenges you encounter in life. As Marcus Aurelius noted, the art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. Challenges are inevitable. Meet life's difficulties with composure and resilience rather than constantly venting about them. Excessive focus on hardships can magnify negativity, affecting both your own mindset and those who listen to you. Instead, view challenges from a broader perspective. Treat trials and pain as opportunities to develop and strengthen virtues such as courage, justice, patience, and wisdom. Overcoming adversity builds character and leadership qualities. Face hardships with dignity and self-control. Avoid burdening others with unnecessary details of your struggles unless absolutely necessary. Keep your composure and deal with difficulties rationally, without seeking comfort through constant complaints. Of course, when genuine support is needed, turn to trusted loved ones. Growth often comes from thoughtfully processing life's hardest lessons. Reflect on each challenge to uncover what it reveals about life and about yourself. Persist through the darkest nights, knowing a brighter dawn lies ahead. With practice, you will develop steadiness during life's highs and lows, remaining neither inflated by praise nor deflated by criticism. Become the eye of the storm, a calm and centered presence while the world around you swirls in chaos. By approaching challenges philosophically, you can transform them into stepping stones for personal growth and a deeper understanding of life. Your ability to face struggles with grace not only strengthens your own character, but also inspires others to do the same. Remember, life's difficulties are not obstacles, but pathways to wisdom and inner strength. Your achievements and honor Stoics caution against excessive pride and boasting about your achievements and accolades. As Seneca wisely stated, true joy lies in victory, not in truce. Remain humble even in the face of great accomplishments. Avoid arrogance or self-congratulation over your talents and successes. Acknowledge that your achievements are often the result of help from others, favorable circumstances, and the blessings of nature, not solely your own superiority. No one succeeds entirely on their own. Use your prosperity as an opportunity to uplift society and improve the lives of others rather than glorifying yourself. Fame and wealth may come your way, but strive for excellence for its intrinsic value, not for status. View external recognition as a call for greater responsibility, not as a source of pride. Achievements bring obligations to use your gifts wisely. Continue learning and growing, staying a humble student on the path to mastery. Do not rest on your laurels or cling to past accomplishments. Instead, keep improving and surpassing your former self rather than relying on outdated victories. Yesterday's triumphs mean little if they are not built upon. Celebrate progress and allow yourself a sense of satisfaction, but do not dwell on your merits and trophies. True joy comes from right actions, not from claims of greatness. By practicing humility and focusing on continual self-improvement, you can ensure that your successes serve a higher purpose. Avoid the trap of self-promotion and instead, let your actions quietly reflect your principles. Remember, the greatest achievement is not external recognition, but the mastery of one's character and the contribution to the well-being of others. Gossip and rumor Stoics strongly advise against thoughtless gossiping and spreading rumors. As Marcus Aurelius suggested, resist the urge of the tongue to spread falsehoods. Idle chatter about others distracts from meaningful pursuits. Dwelling on trivial comments and speculations about people's lives does nothing to elevate the conversation. Do not let this verbal clutter proliferate. Before sharing your thoughts with others, carefully consider the content and the impact of your words. Are your words positive, useful, and responsible? Ask yourself not only if something is true, but also if it is good and necessary to say. Direct discussions toward significant topics like ethics, nature, learning, and ways to contribute to the world. Inspire those around you to strive for betterment. Do not fuel negative patterns with endless recounting of others' shortcomings. Certainly, it is appropriate to openly discuss problems and even flaws when necessary to improve a community, but avoid unnecessary details added merely to sensationalize a scandal. Speak with nuance, context, and compassion. Idle gossip generates distraction from your goals and breeds discontent by magnifying faults without addressing them. The more we dwell on shadows, the darker life seems. Guide your words and attention toward wisdom. The dignity of humanity calls for care in how we communicate. Elevate your conversations. Do not sink into petty matters unworthy of our shared divine essence. The injustice of fate Stoics discourage excessive lamenting about the perceived unfairness of life. As Epictetus famously taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that matters. Sometimes events unfold contrary to your hopes and expectations, but complaining about injustice beyond your control only adds to your suffering. External circumstances cannot be dictated, and dwelling on hardships that cannot be changed wastes energy. The past is set in stone. Instead of lamenting it, direct your efforts toward responding with wisdom and virtue. When faced with trials, seek opportunities to embody courage, justice, temperance, and a higher purpose. Take the right actions to improve what you can influence and gracefully accept the rest. With practice, you can remain composed in the face of life's ups and downs, avoiding fixation on bad luck or undue celebration of good fortune. Approach the flow of events as they come, staying centered and resilient. Of course, strive to correct injustice wherever possible, but do not harbor resentment toward what cannot be undone. In difficulties, search for meaning and personal growth rather than merely identifying sources to blame. Suffering is an inevitable part of life. How you respond to it defines you. Avoid burdening others with constant complaints about life's unfairness. Instead, lead by example, meeting challenges with composure, optimism, and determination to shine a light in the darkness. Your behavior in the face of adversity can inspire others to find their own strength. Accept life's uncertainties with grace and focus on making the most of what is within your control. This way, you transform difficulties into opportunities for wisdom and growth. Death and mortality. Stoics advise against constant, anxious discussions about death and mortality. As Seneca observed, "Let us prepare our minds as if we have reached life's end. Let us postpone nothing." The ever-present reality of death gives life its urgency and focus. It should encourage us to prioritize what truly matters and to use our time wisely. However, excessive preoccupation with mortality can lead to paralyzing fear and distraction from life's purpose. Accept the uncertainty of death calmly. It is inevitable and inescapable. Instead of dreading it, embrace each day as if it were your last. Do not delay expressing love, seeking forgiveness, pursuing adventures, or engaging in creative joys. View time as a precious and fleeting resource. Use the moments you are given to their fullest potential. Be prepared to leave this life gracefully when the time comes. Having settled your affairs, nurtured your relationships, and fulfilled your potential. Clinging to life when your season has passed only creates suffering. Approach the unknown with peace, knowing that death provides context to what is most important here and now. Let the awareness of mortality guide your choices, helping you invest in what truly matters. Do not burden others with gloomy, obsessive discussions about death. Instead, live in a way that serves and uplifts others with good humor and gratitude. A long life is a gift, not for hoarding, but for sharing generously. Of course, take reasonable precautions and avoid unnecessary dangers, but do not let the fear of death define your existence. Find meaning by embracing life fully, rather than hiding from its inevitable end. By accepting mortality, you can infuse your life with purpose and make decisions that reflect the brevity and value of the time you have. The future Stoics caution against excessive discussion and worry about the uncertain future. As Marcus Aurelius advised, "Look within. The source of all good is within you, and it will flow ceaselessly if you keep digging." It is natural to think about the future and make reasonable plans, but becoming fixated on controlling outcomes can lead to anxiety. Ultimately, what will happen is beyond your control. Instead, focus on living each day wisely, purposefully, and in service to others. The present moment is the only time truly within your power. Use it well. Learn from the past and prepare for what lies ahead. But avoid dwelling on memories or dreams at the expense of your current responsibilities. When you notice your thoughts drifting toward future uncertainties, gently bring your focus back to the task at hand. Progress comes from meeting each minute with awareness and purpose. This approach builds a meaningful life, one well lived in harmony with timeless virtues. Trust that aligning your character and actions with eternal principles will prepare you for whatever the future holds. Embrace uncertainty with courage, knowing that you are equipped to face it. Do not burden those around you with excessive fears about hypothetical scenarios. Instead, inspire others with your calm presence and reasoned focus on today's potential. By living fully in the present and concentrating on what you can control, you will navigate life's uncertainties with grace and wisdom. The future will unfold as it may, and you will meet it as someone prepared by a life well lived. If some of these Stoic lessons resonated with you today, do not hesitate to begin incorporating them into your daily life. The great Stoics, such as Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, encouraged open discussions about their philosophy to inspire others to live more thoughtfully and virtuously. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like it. And if you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications. Thank you for watching, and as always, I hope you find peace and tranquility on your Stoic journey.